Just being honest, it's the truth.
Yep, that was good. That was good.
So in case you guys didn't get who this is, this would be the lady who shut down the pipes, who is facing prison time. She is one of the epic valve turners. Standing, of course, next to Bob. We have Joanna over here. A couple other people.
Their way of telling you about water and how important it is to our coastal nations.
By the way, if you guys ever have a chance, Bob is the guy who does all the video, or all the audio stuff, and all of the equipment for all of these rallies. So if you guys ever get the chance, go by this gentleman right here and tell him thank you for everything he does. It takes hours and hours and weeks out of his time to come and help these causes.
Teach our children. Teach our children. Teach our children.
Bless these ladies. Out here trying to keep people warm, keep people's bellies warm. If you guys ever see these ladies around, give them a big thank you. Yeah. Oh, hey.
Oh, what? You go under? Okay.
I have never done that.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, I don't need to go over. I could, but
you don't.
Yeah, so
actually, believe it or not, I do want to. guys know, it's a really good feeling when you can feel the drums beat in your chest.
All right, let's hear it for the aim song. How about some chants? You guys ready for some chants? You can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. You can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. You can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. You can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. You can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. You can't drink oil. Keep it in the soil. All right, we have another speaker from Lummi. My brother, Freddie Lane. Where are you? Oh, he's behind me. He's pulling a map. Anyways, I was really sick this week, and I almost decided not to come here. And I decided, you know, I'm going to just stay home and sleep it off. And I slept it off and slept it off. And I started to think about how sick I was of some things going on in this world. As an indigenous woman, I'm really freaking sick of busting through thick glass ceilings. I'm really sick of what's happening in our country. I'm sick of these billionaires raping Mother Earth. And I'm really sick and tired of President. But anyways, let's hear it for my good friend from Lummi, Freddie Lane. He's the one that gave us our name, Indians for Justice. Freddie Lane.
ACM, Nashalacha. Sohila, Quinasanatacho, Tikaya, Siam, Nashalacha. Solkadab, Sanasnat. I was once taught by our elders that when we get up and speak, that we introduce ourselves in the language, not for you, but for our ancestors that are standing behind you right now. We're all living here with permission from the Great Spirit, and we're all spiritual beings having the human experience. Yesterday we celebrated and honored Billy Frank Jr., who I made these posters today to recognize that we are not protesters, we are protectors. We are not protesters, we are protectors. It just warms my heart to look across this great land and this beautiful city that we live in here in the Pacific Northwest, we all have the sacred duty to take care of our water, to take care of our land, to take care of our air, and to take care of the sacred fire that provides these four elements of life. That tree, the birds that fly the sky, the salmon that swim in our rivers. These are those voices who we are standing up for. They have no voice, so it's our duty to speak for them. This is our home. I just did a video of Uncle Billy Frank. You could look it up. I just posted it yesterday in honor of Uncle Billy. And it's called, "We're Running Out of Time." Those are his first words in that interview, and I want you to look it up. And I watched that interview all day yesterday and all this morning. And I'm just proud of Uncle Billy, what he instilled in me. Because I wouldn't be here speaking in 2007, 10 years ago, when we hosted the canoe journey up at Lummi. And the first tribal leader that came up to stand with me was Uncle Billy Frank. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how he was always there talking about these young ones. We're not doing this for us. We're doing this for the children and your grandchildren and your great-great-grandchildren and their children. I want to thank Millie and all the organizers for this day. I want to thank the men in blue, the Seattle Police Department, and all those that help volunteer. Let's give them a big round of applause for bringing us all together here this day. In closing, I just want to thank each and every one of you on behalf of my friend Millie and all those that bring this awareness up. This is our time. We're running out of time. It's our sacred responsibility. It's our sacred duty to stand up. It's our sacred trust that the future of our rivers, the future of this land, it's up to us. That's our sacred duty as human beings. We're all indigenous to this earth. There's only one earth. There's only one earth. And we have to protect it. We are not protesters. We are protectors. All my love and thanks to even those that are just hearing our voices, to those that stopped in traffic. I would apologize, but there is no other way we're gonna get our point across if people don't start paying attention to what the corporations are doing to this beautiful land, to how they're raping Mother Earth, how they're raping our land and raping our rivers, and it's gotta stop. I'm really a nice person, don't get me wrong.
Love you, Uncle!
But I just want to I stand with you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the youngest to the oldest. I just raise my hands to you and thank you for taking this moment of time to be with our friends, to be with our relatives, and to stand as indigenous people of this earth. We all bleed the same color, blood, red. We all may come from different cultures and different languages and different tribes, but we are all one people. Never forget that. Thank you.
Freddie, you're not off the hook. Freddie? Freddie? All right, I have a story to tell about Freddie. About 2011, there was a hearing in Seattle over the shooting death of the late John T. Williams. And a lot of us were outraged about that.
Yes.
We fought really hard in the city of Seattle for justice for the late John T. I seen his nephew over there somewhere. He's right there. Rick Williams' son. So, you know, there's always movements, and movements get big. This is a big movement that we're dealing with today. It's not just locally, it's global. We did everything to fight for justice for his uncle, the late John T. Williams. And like any movement, the movement splits off and people think we're divided. We're not divided, there's just more work to do. So we had 3 different groups just in the Native community. We had Indians for Justice. Freddie gave us our name. He came to our first meeting. He says, Indians for Justice, wear red. We had the John T. Williams Organizing Committee. We also had the John T. Williams Totem Pole Memorial Group led by Jay Hollingsworth and Fern Redville and many others. And that totem pole got erected right behind the Seattle Space Needle. And talk about a big, huge crowd of people. We might not all get along the way, but you know what? We all come together as a people. And we all came together to raise that totem pole, and we were all one again. We all became one. We're all part of the human race first, and we can't exist without our water. So Indians for Justice did a lot of the legal work. We did all the Tribal Resolution Project. We wrote policy. We threw rallies. We threw rallies. We planned. 2
months ago,
and we're kind of dwindling down to just a few of us now. There's me and Patricia and Cindy Beach Lamar, who took off and moved to Spokane. But Freddie gave us our name. So I've been telling everybody, you know, I'm planning this march and this rally, and I'm telling 350 Seattle, my other friends, this is the last rally I'm going to plan. I'm done. I'm retired. Because planning rallies and marches takes a lot of work. You have permits, you have all of our precious volunteers down here. Let's hear it for our volunteers. There's all kinds of work that goes in. It just doesn't pop up like this. We got to think of the sound, we got to think of the volunteers, we got to think of the police department, we've got to think of the city, we've got to think of the permits. There's a lot of things that go into planning this. So Indians for Justice is going to pass the torch. We're going to pass the torch to Intertribal Survival. This is a new group of young people who want to learn how to do this stuff. So I'm going to turn this over to Deo Esquivel, who's going to explain to everyone what Intertribal Survival is. Deo?
One people, one heart!
Yo, Billy, thank you. Segos Kanagoaga, my name is Derhate. It means bright morning. Mohawk, Kanyet Gahage, and I'm also Mexican. I am a visitor to this land, so I do want to recognize Duwamish territory. Yeah, and I've been living in the Seattle area for about 7 years, and the first summer that I lived here is in 2010, when John T. Williams was murdered in cold blood. And we gathered at the Chief Seattle Club for a vigil to remember him. And we rallied when injustice was done against him in the court system. And things like that have kind of shaped me in a way that would have never been possible had I not moved to Seattle. And the connections that I've made here in the community, the people that I've met, it really has changed me. And going to jump forward about 7 years. We see what happens with Standing Rock when it's happened, how our people come together and recognize the strength that we all have when we unite for one purpose. And that is the inspiration for our new community organization we call Intertribal Survival. And I reached out to my good friends, some of them who weren't able to make it here. I want to recognize Patricia Allen. It was a very big inspiration to me in becoming more active and involved in the social justice work that goes on here in Seattle. Also want to recognize our other members, Susan Welsh, Wesley B. Roach, Stephanie Masterman, Caleb Dunlop, Kalina Lawrence, who is in DC today, Chad Charlie, who knows where, he's probably somewhere. He's also in DC, I guess. He's a globetrotter. And I'm pretty sure that's everyone. Denise Gloria. Denise Gloria. So we reached out to everyone to kind of come together with this idea that we bring our purposes, our causes, everything that we're involved in, our professional careers and our volunteerism and our activism, and let's come together and create a community organization similar to Indians for Justice with the purpose of serving the Seattle Indian, the urban Native community specifically. You know, it's good to get together and gather and recognize and support the fight that's going on in Standing Rock, but we want to focus that same energy here locally on the issues that are impacting our community here, right here in Seattle. So we need this kind of energy to carry on to local issues like the youth jail. Yes. You know, I'm very excited to say that we just hear 2 days ago an announcement from Nikita Oliver, who's going to be running for mayor of Seattle. And so that's something we want to support. We want to make sure our Native community is behind Nikita Oliver and the People's Party. I want to turn over to Patricia to share. I don't know what she's going to talk about. I'm just going to give her the mic.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very excited to continue and go forth, and if people want to know more or be involved with Intertribal Survival, they can check out our Facebook page. We're definitely, wanting to include folks and make sure people and everybody has a role. Everybody has a role in this work, whether it's in the front lines, whether it's doing admin work, whether it's doing the healing work. Everybody has a role, and not all of us have the access to go to all these places, but they do that work here. They do that work. That self-care work is also important too. Working on ourselves, helping our water protectors heal. Everybody has a role, and so that's one huge part of Intertribal Survival, is that everyone holds a role. With that being said, I wanted to give a big introduction to somebody who I really admire a lot, who's a leader in the Swinomish Nation, who's a mentor, as well as a leader within, and then we're gonna be introducing him, but first, really wants to also pass the torch really quickly. Sorry about that, but then we're gonna be introducing Eric Day.
Pretty good job already. Let's hear it for Patty and Dale, Intertribal Survivor. So Cindy Beach Lamar was going to try to be here to help pass the torch. This is the torch. It's a bullhorn. And so I'm going to still work with them, and so is Cindy. We'll be doing permits and press releases and everything. Oops, sorry about that. We can never figure this thing out, but we're passing the torch to our younger generation. and they're going to start doing all this work.
It works.
It works. So I want you all to stick around. We're getting ready to round dance after Eric Day comes up, and I'm going to let Patty finish introducing Eric Day, but stick around to round dance.
Yes, and after the round dance, we're going to have a closing prayer as well, so please stay around for that too. Hey everybody, my name's Jen, Eagle Speaker. A lot of you know me from Seattle for Standing Rock, Indian Heritage, United Urban Warrior Society, and Standing Rock. Rosebud! I just want to say thank you for everybody who came out today to support our people, to support our ancestors, our children, our water, our tribes. United we stand together. And if anybody's feeling, Grace, thank you for all your work with Seattle for Standing Rock. Grace is fighting a hard battle, fuck cancer. Thank you, Grace. All right, everybody, here you go. Mini Wachoni! Mini Wachoni! Mini Wachoni!
All right, before Eric Day sings a song for us from Swinomish, we're going to have Earth Feather Sovereign do an announcement.
My name is Earth Feather Sovereign. I'm a member of the Colville Confederated Tribes of the Okanagan Northern and Southern Bands. I would like to invite everybody to an event that I'm hosting tomorrow called Washington Rise with Standing Rock. It'll start at Heritage Park at 3 p.m. and we will march to the Capitol North Steps at the Legislative Building by 4 o'clock, and we will have speakers from the Washington tribes. We're expecting at least 11 speakers from different tribes, so I hope you could all attend and show your support. Let them know.
All right, so show up at Olympia tomorrow. I'll be there. Will you?
Independent Two-Spirit Media will be in Olympia tomorrow,
Eric
for
Day.
all you folks wondering.
Is it on? Okay. First off, I just want to thank each and every one of you for sticking around to the very end. This is where the real medicine comes out. This is where the real power comes out. Every one of you stuck around here to witness everything that went on today. So we thank you for that. I just wanted to say also as well, me and my brother's usually standing with me here, but this time we actually divided and conquered. He's also in DC for the rally over there, representing us from here. Him and some friends, they traveled to Detroit, then they drove to DC, and we were also at Standing Rock in September. Got to feel the power, the love out there that the people had to offer for the effort that was going on out there to stop the South Dakota Access Pipeline. That was an awesome experience. It was, I couldn't believe it, how much positive energy there was out there, how much love there was out there for the Mother Earth, for all the people, for all the kids. 7 generations we've been hearing that. For 7 generations back, they fought for us to stand here right now. For 7 more generations, we have to look forward for our 7th generation kids. Fight for them. Protect this Mother Earth. Protect all the birds, the trees, all the animals that bring balance to this world. We need to look out for them as well. The song I'm going to sing here is our healing song. Anybody has a prayer out there for the warriors, for anybody who may be lost, may need to find direction, or need some healing, say a prayer during this song, and we'll send it out. Osio.
I remember your face like really well. Oh no, you're fine. I wasn't even talking to you, I was just watching you guys talk. I don't want to listen to the song.
Okay, love you. Hey, oh, oh.
Oh, see, Eric, thank you. On behalf of everyone that's gathered, I want to call out our singers to the middle. This is not the voice of Creator. I'm Deo, and right here in the middle. We're going to get all our singers gathered together here in the middle. We're going to round dance. Everybody can warm up, and then we'll close out with the prayer and get ready to head home. So we get our singers, Mark Smith, George Farrell, Matt Brimley.
And can we have Marlis Blackbird lead the round dance? She's from Standing Rock.
Everyone, please.
Marlis Blackbird lead the round dance.
Please form a circle and hold hands. Alright, you guys can form multiple layers of the circle. It doesn't have to be, we're going to have to get past these chairs, and so if you're crowded for room, just start a new row. Come on in, don't go so far out. Gather right around.
Around that is easy to do.
We get our singers in here. everybody. We're going to go to our last speaker, and then he's going to close with a prayer, and then we're going to call it a night. So here's Patty. Or not.
Hey, don't take off yet. We got to close out this ceremony.
Oh.
Come in closer here.
Oh.
Circle up. We got a relative here who's going to share some words. So come in closer. We close this out in a good way. I've had the opportunity to be with this man for a number of years. He's always got a real good, strong spirit. Always got good words to share. Always talking about the connection of our traditions. It's very beautiful. This man came out and helped out our water protectors, building homes for them in the winter times. So I got love and respect for this man. So please make some noise for my brother Paul.
Usiem nestila siem. Genowai kutskwelaklant satia tanget siem. Iasin techel swahela. Iasin techel swahela siem nestila cha. Chioktin sinasnat. Chaleat sinat wasainich. Leatula, Vancouver Island, Canada. So it's good to see everybody. I said, I have a good feeling in my heart on this night, and I honor you. I raise my hands to you, my family, my friends. Siem de Cha. Raise your hands to each other. Hold your hands up and look at each other. Say Haishka Siem. Haishka Siem. Haishka Siem de Cha. Thank you, my friends, my family, because each and every one of you is my family. And we're not just the human family. That's something that we are. And that's something that we've heard from so many speakers here. And I love those words that are our ancient people, because all the words that we heard tonight, all of those things that we have listened to with our hearts open and our minds and our connection to the Mother Earth, those things that we heard, those are ancient teachings. Those are things that are very dear to our people. They've been passed down from one generation to the other inside of a spiritual home called the Chaketla. We call it Chaketla, or all. Here they call it all. It's a longhouse. Quinitum Snow, it is a longhouse. And so those are our intellectual houses of the spiritual teachings of our people. And those houses and those elders and those teachings are why we're here today, right now. And that's why we are here standing with each and every one of you. And each and every one of you comes from teachings too. I know that. I know that in my heart. It's only through extreme oppressions, extreme violence, dominance, that these teachings have been taken away from the colonial world as a whole. As just in a general statement, I say those teachings have been squelched and destroyed, but they can never take away our connection to Mother Earth. We all know that there's something missing in our lives. We all know that deep community is where we came from, whether we know it consciously or not. Our entire being knows it and is working to get back to it, and working to get back to those teachings of connecting to Mother Earth, allowing our Mother to heal us, and also taking care of, because our old people understand that that's why we're here. I want to just share one little teaching real quick. One of the things I've heard them say inside of our traditional homes, one of the most beautiful teachings I've ever heard them say is, we are here to help one another. We are here to help one another. Can we say that together? We are here to help one another. And so when we think about those simple words, I challenge you to meditate on those simple words. And what does it mean to your life? What does it mean to children? What does it mean to the future? And then the other teaching I was told in a raising of hands, and we raised our hands to each other in gratitude. And that's the deepest respect of our people here in Coast Salish, to raise your hands to each other. Not just human beings, you know, but to these trees, and to the rocks that we stand on here, and to every little thing that is full of spirit and life, because we live in a spiritual world. And so we raise our hands to all those things. But the teaching, I was told, there's 4 other teachings that go along with the raising of hands. So keep your hands up if you could. Oh. Yeah. I'm not going to ask for any credit cards or anything. And so you just get your hands up, and then it also means welcome. So we welcome people. We're really happy to see somebody. We welcome them. Oh, you're so, CM, I'm so happy to see you. And the other thing, it says, I share my heart with you. Because in the middle, right here, if your arms are open, you're sharing your heart with the people. And then the other thing it means is I lift you up, and the old people would say, when you give thanks above your head. You don't raise your hands down here like you're playing with something, you know. It's up here. They said that. It's a grandmother's teaching, sharing here. Okay, so you raise your hands above your head, and it signifies that you're lifting the people up around you. You're lifting everyone up around you. You're lifting them up above yourself. Because the motion is upward lifting. We learned it from the cedar trees, the kopayats, the kopay. The cedar trees are most sacred, our mother tree of life here in the Coast Salish territories. And so the motion is upward lifting, as if the wind were blowing through your boughs a little bit. And that says that you're lifting everyone up around you, even higher than yourself. And I ask people, if you're lifting everyone up around you, higher than yourself, where will you be? You will be lifted up too. And that's what these teachings is, what we're bringing to the children. I ask you to share these old teachings, because our people prophesied this time when the teachings could not be held onto inside of one house, but they would be shared with everybody. They said, if we don't share these teachings, there will be no future. They understood that these teachings must come out. They said there will be a time when you open your mouth and you share those teachings with everyone, and just share it and let them know this lives on my heart and I have to say it. So I thank each and every one of you for your gift, for your strength. The Creator gave you a gift, and you're showing it right now. You're all heroes for that future. You're all warriors for that future in the true sense of the word, a protector. Haishka. As my brother Matt was saying, we built tarpies. These things are called tarpies. His good people gave them that name because they saw they looked like they're teepees, but they're not at all. But so they're made of tarps and 2x4s and metal brackets and plywood and all this stuff. But you know what? We built 47 of them. We built 47. It's just because our ancestors told us, if you see something, if the Spirit talks to you about something, and when I was there I was cold, and I thought, what are they going to do? And so the Spirit said, you do something about this. You pray about it. And I prayed, and I thought, what can I do? And I finally ended up with this. And it's so much help here in Seattle, and every people coming together and donating and doing good work. So I really raise my hands to all the people that made that happen. So to date we've built 51. We put 2 in Leilu. Anyone know where? Raise your hand if you know Leilu, where Leilu Island is. In Tsimshian territory, we gifted 2 to the island there because they want to completely squash that island. They want to take and put a LNG plant that covers their entire beautiful old growth island. And we're not going to let that happen, are we? No! And then, so, to support those guys. And then right there in Florida, just got back in Sable Trail, they have a 36-inch pipeline that's running through nearly the length of the state. And it's carrying highly compressed methane gas. And so what they did, these corporations that did this, they didn't tell anybody what's going on, because the water protectors are going to people's houses and saying, hey, you got this pipe, it's going to be right next to your property. and it's called Sable Trail. And they're like, oh, well, we thought it was water. Oh, we thought it was a hiking trail. They didn't inform anyone. And the next thing is when they look at their property tax papers, the next thing is that it says your home is now inside of an incineration zone. No shit, my brothers and sisters. Your home and your family and your children now live in an incineration zone. We have to think about these kind of words and these kind of things that they're placing upon us, because they're building the same, you know, LNG, liquefied natural gas, right in our Saanich Inlet, right in our brothers' territory. Here too, they want to do that. And we cannot have that happen. No. Because, and those are the kind of things we need to be talking about. Those waters where they're going to build this in our brothers' territory here, you know, our children go out there in canoes. We go out there in canoes. And what is the blast zone? What is the incineration zone when our children are out there in those canoes? Those are the kind of things we need to be talking to them about. And those are the issues we're going to bring up, because we're working with the councils in Duncan, the different tribal chiefs right there in Duncan on Vancouver Island. Because my tribe's right on the southern tip of Vancouver Island, Saanich Nation. We're same language base as Lummi, Samish and all that. And so my cousin's working on that too, and she says, you know, when that methane or the liquefied natural gas spills into water, it freezes everything. Everything dies. We cannot let that happen. So I just wanted to share a couple of those things that I did learn, and some things that we need to start talking about. What is that blast zone? Our children go out there, and traditionally we pull in that water, so we can't let them do that. We'll see them. So we're going to go ahead and just close with a song, and I want to say a really quick prayer here, and think about this. Just talk to the CM, CM, the Great Spirit, and I want to share one last little thing. My mom, you know, my mom's name is Sasayata. Can you say Sasayata? She's one of the last elders that was born in the longhouse. She was born with the earth floor and the open fires and the cedar beams and posts and cedar planks and ceiling. One of the last ones to actually be born with the earth floors and the open fires, and to not speak no English till she was 8 years old, till they beat it out of her. And so she's still with us. And she's told me some of the old teaching she heard from those people. And I just want to share this one thought. She said, the one thing they would say in translation, because she had to translate it, she said that the old people said that greedy people have minds of slaves. Greedy people have minds of slaves. And in our native culture, we're taught this is our first place of intelligence. Can you put your hand on your hutch, your heart, in this language here in Chief Siaf's territory? He would say, hutch, that's your heart. And so right there is your first place of intelligence, our people have always told us. If you learn to think from here, you will harm nothing. If you learn to place wisdom here and teach the children to place wisdom here, because we're born with a very special place that is designed to carry